what does it mean to you to have faced death, to have survived, and what does Memorial Day look like for you in terms of honoring those who did sacrifice their lives for our country, for the United States of America?
Yeah, so one, there's a deep appreciation for their willingness to make that ultimate sacrifice, right? So some people have said that to me, like, you made the ultimate sacrifice. And I was like, no, I didn't. The ultimate sacrifice is this. And people will come up to me and thank me on Memorial Day for my service. And
Oh
it's about
wow.
educating them and saying, well, that's not what it's about. May is National Military Appreciation Month. So it is okay, but it's understanding the meaning behind Memorial Day. So one, I am just indebted and grateful to those individuals that were willing to make that sacrifice, to their families that they left behind, who equally
Yeah.
willing to sacrifice their loved one
Yep.
um, for us. And I don't forget that. But I also live my life with a chip on my shoulder
Mm.
because I know that I easily could have been one of those individuals.
Wow.
I know I could have easily been buried, at one of those, famous, iconic cemeteries.
Yeah.
And for me, that's what drives me, is that I want a parent who lost their child. I want a spouse. I want a child to look at me and to feel as if I am an extension of the loved one that they lost.
So beautiful.
So that's why, and I put the pressure on myself. I mean, to go all out, to represent, to speak on behalf, to educate, to aware the general public of who these incredible individuals are. So Memorial Day, it's okay if I mean, it's okay for us to live, for the rest of us to live our lives. And depending on where we live and the weather, is cooperating, you want to get outside and you want to hang out in the pool, or you want to go to a park, or you want to have a barbecue, or you want to have family and friends around you. It's okay. That's what they sacrificed their lives for, is for you to be able to have that, not have to worry about anything else. But what's not okay is that when we're not pausing, when
Hmm.
we're not utilizing the tools that we have, which is social media. Every single one of us have that tool
Yeah.
to educate our followers, our friends, our family members about what the meaning is of this day,
Yeah.
and allowing the general public to understand, oh wait, we should not forget what this day really means, what the meaning is behind it. So for me, that's Memorial Day means to me. It's me now as a citizen, as a veteran, meaning someone who is now retired out, is no longer in. But as a normal everyday resident, I
Yeah.
am incredibly grateful and indebted to those that still to this day sacrifice and are willing to put themselves in that position. And
Yeah.
I was too, and a lot of my friends were as well, but we made it out. And now it's our job and our duty to our fellow service members to keep their legacies and their names alive, and to allow people to, you know, just pause for a second. That's all we're asking.
Yeah, I really appreciate that you're emphasizing that you're sharing so openly. Um, I live in Israel, and Memorial Day is very different from being in America on Memorial
Mhm.
Day. And there it's very solemn, and you would never see anyone like going out and having a barbecue. And again, it's not a judgment, it's just a different way that the society um, honors the day and commemorates those who have fallen. And there are ceremonies all over the country honoring, someone who was local to that neighborhood, or all the people in that neighborhood who gave their lives.
Mhm.
And um, there's a siren that goes off, and when that siren goes off, everybody stops what they're doing and they stand, even if they're driving, they stop the car and get out of the car. You could be on the highway and just stand at attention, honoring all the lives that have been lost. So it's such a different vibe. It's such a different feel. And I'm curious to see what it will be like during this time when we're all valuing human life in such a different way, to see how Americans approach it. But I want to thank you for your service.
Mhm.
And I want to thank I have so many relatives who've served, and I want to thank them. And I certainly want to thank all the families who have made the sacrifice, who've lost a loved one. And so Memorial Day means something completely different to them.
Right.
And a massive, massive thank you. And just honoring of all the souls that lost their lives
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
while protecting our
It's,
freedom.
as you stated in Israel, how things are different related to that day. We value, service very differently. In Israel, as you're well aware, everyone serves in some capacity.
Yep.
And so we all you understand it, versus in the
Yeah.
United States, we're not required to, and it's a choice. And a lot of people don't make that choice. Less than 1% make that choice.
Mm.
And so what
Interesting.
you have is, 99% of the population that don't understand service to, if they, especially if they don't have a connection to somebody. And so where's the knowledge coming from?
Right.
So that's
Right.
why I think it's incredibly important for individuals like myself, like you, anybody else that has a platform, to say, hey, let's value this service that they gave to our country. And then let's
Mhm.
all do our part to take care of their families, help their families. There's incredible organizations
Yes.
that are set up to help kids that have lost a parent, to help them go to college, to help them have different resources. And that's important because they've lost, the parent that probably would have been able to provide those things, and now they don't have it.